Today I listened to a wonderful podcast episode between Michael Beckwith and Bruce Lipton. And in it, I was reminded of how our thoughts are false. 90% of our thoughts, we don't know exactly the percentage, but it's a lot. It's very high. 93% of our thoughts are false. They are recycled, regurgitated from the past, and they are just a conditioning of a past memory. So our thoughts are false and they don't represent the reality of our circumstances. And our feelings are very, very unreliable because feelings are a direct consequence of thoughts. So emotions that come from feelings are unreliable as well. So when we are on autopilot, emotions take over and they run our life. So imagine that we're having our life being affected by thoughts that reside in a past that no longer is, feelings and emotion going on autopilot. So the situation can get quite tricky and we can feel quite out of control. So how to regain control? We learn to cope with emotions when we're children by observing how our parents, our family dealt with difficult or strong emotions. And if in childhood we don't learn emotional regulation, then the strong emotions, stressful emotion, take over our life when we're older. And that's a case of survival mode. So there's two ways that we cope with stressful emotions. One is reactive. So we do things as shouting, being aggressive, being passive aggressive, using manipulation and threat. So being very, very confrontational. The other way of managing stressful situation is being avoidant, detached, disconnected, in denial, suppressing the truth, pretending the matter is not happening, not wanting confrontation, not wanting conversation. What I call a real case of emotional shutdown and disconnect. So how can we take charge of this? Let me share some ideas with you. Step one is practicing self-witnessing. This is about becoming aware. So when you feel triggered, what happens? Are you reactive? Are you aggressive? Do you go in shutdown? Are you avoidant? Do you suppress? Do you lie? Do you pretend that everything's fine? So becoming aware is step one. Step two, practice the pose. This practicing the pose and the witnessing takes you straight away out of your reactive autopilot. Just connect with your body sensations. Is your heart racing? Do you feel flustered? Do you feel light in your head? Do you feel like you're exploding inside? So feel the feelings, observe the feelings, observe the things that you're experiencing and stay with them. Step three, avoid the impulses. You will notice that you have some automatic, some go-to impulses when you're stressed. Maybe you write really angry messages. Maybe you go to the fridge and eat the first thing you can find. Maybe you slam a door. Maybe you become really argumentative. Whatever it is that you do, just avoid the impulse. Avoid the automatic reaction. Step four, practice self-soothing. So what does that look like to you? It's very personal. Maybe you take a walk. Maybe you sit down and you put some music on. Maybe you just observe the sky. Maybe you do some meditation. Or maybe you simply connect with your breath. Something that's calming you, something that really soothes you. Maybe you make yourself a nice cup of tea. Maybe you call a wise friend that you have that always has the ability to bring you down, calm you down, and have you reflect. Just self-soothe and take care of yourself without jumping into the impulse. It's really, really important. 5, choose. Give yourself the luxury of choice. Choice is not present when we are either reactive or shut down. The more you practice this, the more you become accustomed and confident in giving yourself the ability of choice, which is not available to you when you're going on impulse and reactivity. So reclaim this power of choosing. And this is a luxury because it allows you to react not from a fleeting emotion, not from a thought of the past, but from your highest values, from what really is true to you. So you are being authentic, you're reclaiming your power, and by doing this, consequently, you're increasing your self-worth and confidence. So have a go at it, and I'd love to know how it went. I hope this helped.